Friends, welcome to today's learning. Today's topic for learning is Consumer Protection Act 2019. So let us see the introductory part of this Consumer Protection Act. This Consumer Protection Act is replaced by, or it is replaced the Act of Consumer Protection Act of 1986. You see, the Consumer Protection Act 2019 has been enacted for the purpose of providing timely and effective administration and settlement of consumer disputes and related matters. His legal force available to customers to enforce their rights as consumer. Coming to the Act, its history part, the Consumer Protection Act was initially enacted in 1986. Later, it got implemented in 87, April 15. Later, it got amended in 2002, and that implementations were implemented in March 15, 2003. Further, after 2003, there is no amendments, but in 2019, in keeping view about the changing customer issues or in the changing environment of business concerns and uh, the frauds involved in this dynamic business world. This bill was passed as usual in the parliament and received the assent of a president on 9th August 2009. This act was replaced the Consumer Protection Act 1986. Let us see the definition of a consumer. So, in this act, definition about consumer is also covered. The consumer means whoever buys any goods for a consideration. So, monetary exchange of goods for goods should be exchanged for a monetary purpose. So, buys any goods for a consideration which has been paid or promised, or partly paid and partly promised, is also considered as consumer, even though they are partly paid or partly promised also. And the consumer, whoever hires, avail any services for a consideration, definitely monetary exchange should be there, which has been paid or promised, partly paid or partly promised. Under any system of deferred payment, defined as consumer in Consumer Protection Act 2019. Who is not a consumer then? If we have understood about a consumer, we should also know who is not a consumer. The person who is buying goods for resale is not a consumer. Person buying goods for any commercial purpose, and even a person receiving goods, services, free or gifts are not considered as consumers. And lastly, persons enjoying personal services under a contract, that is service by employees, maid servants, etc. and etc. Should understand who is a consumer and who is also not a consumer. Then we'll have a better understanding dealing with the issues of this consumer. And coming to the rights of a consumer, the Act also provides the following rights of the consumer: to have information about the quantity, quality, purity, potency, price, and standard of goods or services. And second right, to be protected from hazardous goods. Hazardous in the sense, dangerous in nature of goods and services. To be protected from unfair or restrictive trade practices. So definitely we see all sort of unfair trade practices. We may see what the ads in the television is completely different, and what the product nature and its experience, what the consumer is getting is completely different. What they're communicated is different. What they're consuming is different. So unfair trade and unfair or restrictive trade practices, on that also consumer have a right to fight on that, to have a variety of goods or services at competitive prices also, to have the right consumer awareness also. So this act provides these rights to the consumer. And let us see, there is a consumer protection council arranged by this act. This council is to promote and protect the right of the consumers. Councils are established. Their scope is not regarding directly dealing with the consumer complaints, initial or let scope, but to promote and protect the rights of consumer. They don't deal directly. Okay. This Consumer Protection Council, they don't deal it directly, but these will be moved uh, an appellate settlement of things. So let us see the objectives of this council. Why these councils are established? The right to be protected against the marketing of goods and services which are hazardous to life and property. Definitely, these councils are established to protect the rights and interests of a consumer. When we see a lot of marketing issues arising out of goods and services, definitely which are affecting the life and the property. Definitely, these issues are addressed by these councils, and the right to be informed about the quality, quantity, potency, purity, standard, and price of goods or services, as the case may be, so as to protect the consumer against unfair trade practices. The right to be assured whenever possible access to a variety of goods, services at competitive prices. Even with pricing issues, sometimes consumers may also encounter pricing issues which may be which may be deferred from one place to another place, at one area to another area, the one point of sale to another point of sale. There may be a prices which may be deferred. So such sort of issues are also addressed at these councils. And coming to this, coming to the Central Consumer Protection Council, that is Central Consumer Protection Authority was also established in this Consumer Protection Act 2019. The intention behind establishing this Consumer Protection Authority, that is CCPA, we see the features of it. The central authority shall consist of chief commissioner and other commissioners as may be prescribed to be appointed by the central government. Central authority shall also have an investigation wing headed by the Director General for the purpose of conducting inquiry or investigation under this act. The CCPA has to regulate, protect, and enforce the interest of consumers and matters related to unfair trade practices. So, this Central Consumer Protection Authority is established to regulate and is nothing but controlling and protect and enforce the interests of consumers and matters related to unfair trade practices. And moving on to the issues of who can complain, who can complain, a consumer individually or a jointly. Any voluntary consumer organization, central or state governments can give a complaint, and limitation period is 2 years from the date of purchase. So who can give a complaint is given a clarity here, and when a complaint can also be given. So after the purchase of duration, they should not cross 2 years. Within the 2 years of before the crossing the 2 years, they have they in the sense consumer have a right to complain. You can complain, and when a complaint is given, it's also brought to your better understanding. Procedure. A simple written complaint in duplicate with full name and address was of opposite party, narrating the facts of the complaint, along with the copies of supporting documents in details of relief, what we are expecting. No court fee is charged by the affected party. An engaging of lawyer is not necessary when a consumer or anyone can represent his case, the affected one. Okay, let us see. Consumer can file his complaints in the following consumer commissions. We have district commissions at every district level, and every state have its own state commissions at a state level, and national commissions at central level. And we all know that these consumer issues are addressed at various levels of from district to the central. Who will deal with what sort of issues? Let us see this goods and services not exceeding rupees 1 crore is dealt at district commission, and exceeding to 1 crore below 10 crores are dealt at state commission, and national commission. If you see beyond 10 crores, the issues are dealt at national commissions. You can see that pecuniary jurisdiction also in the table form. District commission up to 1 crore, state commission from 1 crore to 10 crores, national commission above 10 crores. And the office structure is also given for your better understanding. And you can see the punishment by the trespasser, or punishments which were given to a trespassers. You can see at the district, state, and national commission, if they are found guilty, a minimum of 25,000, maximum of 1 lakh is a punishment amount. If court judgment is more for an imprisonment, it is minimum of 1 month and maximum of 2 weeks. If it is direction of a central authority fails to comply with any direction, maximum of 20 lakhs is a punishment amount. Maximum of 6 months is a imprisonment period. False and misleading. If it is a first time offense, maximum of 10 lakhs. The subsequent offense, maximum of 50 lakhs. And if it is an imprisonment period, maximum of 2 years. If it is for the first time offense, and subsequent offenses, maximum of 5 years. If you can see the continuation part of manufacturing or sale, storing, distribution, products containing adulterant or importing scrupulous goods. And let us see the limit for action. Time frame. Admission of a complaint from the date of receipt of a complaint is maximum is 21 days. Disposal without analysis or testing of commodities 3 months, and disposal analysis for testing of commodities timeline is 5 months. If you see appeal against the order made by the district commission to a state commission is 45 days. That means if the consumer is not satisfied at district level, they may move to the higher commission, that is state commission. After the judgment is given, they can move for higher commission, that is after that is 45 days. Later, they can move for, if they're not satisfied at state commission, they may also move to the national commission after 30 time frame is 30 days. Against appeal against the order made by the national commission to the Supreme Court, even then they can move to the Supreme Court within 30 days. Appeal against the order made by the central authority to a national commission is 30 days. Lastly, decision should be taken on appeals for admission or rejection is 90 days. That's all. It is a very outline or a brief explanation on Consumer Protection Act. And for further, we'll meet in another topic. Till that time, thank you all.